analog read, and controller flight. There are 3 steps to developing our controller program. The first step, reading the joysticks. Second step, converting the joystick's value to the maneuver input values, -100 to 100. And the third and final step, send the converted values to the drone. If you remember, to read our IR sensors, we use the command digital read read and then pin number. This time we're gonna use analog read then pin number. So analog read pin number. So the pin number is the pin number that the computer reads. I don't know what this is saying. And the computer reads the sensor values with range of 0 to 1023. So what's the difference between a digital and analog? So analog ranges its values from 1023 to 0, or 0 to 1023. And then digital ranges from 0 to 1. So this is true or false. There's a lot of math behind this, but it's too deep, so I will skip the math. So the examples of digital examples. So the examples could be the IR sensors, infrared light sensors. They are either covered or not covered by the fingers, of course. And then there are buttons. I should probably capitalize this. They are either pressed or not pressed. Then number 3. Touch sensors. Again, this is like buttons. They are either touched or not touched. While analog is quite different. Analog. So, like joysticks, right? You can't really just say joystick is pressed or not pressed. Joysticks are analog because they can't just be said pressed. Oops. joysticks pressed or not pressed. They have up, down, left, right. So you can't just say joysticks are pressed or not pressed. Doesn't work that way. And thermometers. These are also analog because they tell you the exact temperature, whether it be Celsius or Fahrenheit. If it told you it's hot or it's not hot, then it'll be pretty useless. You want to know the exact temperature. So moving on. To make the joystick's value, we can do hashtag include. This is the code, by the way. CoDrone.h. And then we just void setup. CoDrone dot begin. Then this is always the same. 115200. Then this. Oops. Dot auto. And then nearby. And then that's it for the void setup. Now we do the void loop. Where int y'all equals analog read. Let me copy that because we're going to use that a lot. Wait, are you telling me you can't copy? Oh, you can copy. Good. 22. Oops. This is 22. Alright. You should copy it from here. Okay. Then int throttle equals analog to 23. Then int roll equals analog to 24. Then int pitch equals analog 25. And of course, you're gonna need to put those things. What is it, comma? I don't know if it's called apostrophe. No. And we have to obviously put this bracket, and then we have to close that. Otherwise, the code would just fall. You would get an error message. So I used this. You might be wondering, what's an int? So an int is basically another type of variable. It stands for integer. So this ranges from 0 to 1023. And yeah, it's another type of variable. And yep. but it says here 0 to 1023. But we know we have to make it 100 to negative 100. So we do something called a map. In Arduino, we use a code called CoDrone.analog scale change. And this is the input. So the input is the number you want remapped from the 0 to 1023. 0 to 1023 scale to 100 to the negative 100. So we can combine this code and the code that we used before, this one, and just copy that. And then you can change this to CoDrone.analog scale change. And then you put parentheses here and there. And it's done. It's done. This is basically it. But you may or may not have noticed that the left and right motion of the joystick goes from 1023 to 0 instead of 0 to 1023. So it's like that right now. And then if we were to change this into the 100 to minus 100, it'll change to this. But the negative 100 is supposed to be on the left side, not the right side. Not the right side. So then we have to swap this. And guess what? It's very easy to do it. All you have to do is, let me just copy this, Command C, and I'll just Command V to every single one of it. Of course, I will have to change the numbers in the end. 25, 24, and then 23. So the numbers here, I'm not sure if I showed it to you. It's these numbers. It's 22, 23, 24, 25. These are the pin numbers of the joystick, and these are what is on here. And this is the pin number that you need, otherwise it wouldn't work, the analog pin number. So what we're saying right now is that I think the yaw and the pitch, is, no, the yaw and the roll, I'm pretty sure, is what's wrong, right? These need to be changed into 0 to 1023, negative 100 to 100, right? So then, this is a very easy thing. All I have to do is multiply it by -1. That's all you have to do. Easy. -1 times CoDrone. Same thing here. Same thing here. -1 times CoDrone. And that's it. That's it. You're done. That's all you need. And here's the photo from a professional CoDrone programmer. And here. So there's the library code, void setup, CoDrone.begin, then 115200. That's what you need for all the time. That's setup. Void loop, yaw equals -1 multiplied by CoDrone.analog scale change 22, 23, 24, 25, -1, -1. And then this is the kill switch that I was talking about. I could add it in right now. So I'm not sure if you remember. But it went something like byte ET8 equals digital read 18, right? And then we made something if ET8 is true, and then CoDrone.flight flight event stops. Then pretty sure I need a comma thing here too. And that's it. Oh, sorry. I need this one. And that's it. So this is the kill switch here. This is in notes, so I don't usually. I usually have to do something like this to make the code or statement here negate. But then this is notes, so I don't need to do that. So I'll just type it in. So the code down below is the kill switch. Yep, there we go. Right, kill switch. And that's it for the analog. Now you know how to control it with your controller using your joysticks. You can make the drone fly using your controller. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you were able to achieve flying your drone with your controller. Good luck and have fun.